Royal Troon is a historic major championship venue. The old course of Troon has hosted the Open Championship on 9 occasions, dating back almost a century to 1923. The most recent winner of a Troon Open was Sweden's Henrik Stenson in 2016. The champions at Troon include legends of the game such as Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson and Bobby Locke. In 1923, the Open Championship came to Troon for the first time. The American challenge was led by the defending champion Walter Hagen, but it was the tall Englishman Arthur Havers who'd come out on top. Rather ungainly, unheralded and unfancied, his total of 295 proved enough to beat Hagen by a stroke, with MacDonald Smith in third. The Open only returned to Troon after the Second World War. This was an era dominated by the likes of Peter Thomson, Gary Player and of course Bobby Locke. The great South African arrived in Ayrshire as the champion and defended his title to add a second claret jug to his collection. By 1962, Arnold Palmer was in the process of single-handedly reinvigorating the Open Championship. It was Palmer's view that a true champion had to conquer the great British links and lift the claret jug to prove himself a global star. After winning his first Open the previous year, Palmer was at his peak in 1962, taking Arnie's army with him and saying afterwards, "I have never played better golf." In 1973, the Open returned to Troon. Tom Weiskopf was the champion in what would prove the only major success for the tall, elegant American. The abiding memory, though, was of the veteran Gene Sarazen, Open champion at Prince's 41 years before, making a hole-in-one at the famous postage stamp. Weiskopf would finish the week 3 clear of Johnny Miller and Neil Coles, with Jack Nicklaus a shot further back. By the time the Open next returned, the club had celebrated its centenary, and with it came a change of status to Royal Troon. American Bobby Clampett opened with rounds of 67 and 66 to lead by 7 shots, but collapsed with a 78 and 77 at the weekend. That left Nick Price in apparent control, but 2 bogeys and a double in his last 6 holes handed Tom Watson a 4th Open Championship. He admitted, "I didn't win the Open, Nick Price gave it to me." 7 years later, a pair of Australians and an American contested the Open's first ever 4-hole playoff. Greg Norman began the final round with 6 successive birdies in a trademark charge to catch Mark Calcavecchia and Wayne Grady. In the playoff, Norman and Calcavecchia were level on the last tee, but Norman unleashed a drive that reached a bunker he thought out of play. The American then hit the approach of his life with a 5-iron, and Calcavecchia was the champion. There was more American success in 1997 when Justin Leonard overcame the home favourite Darren Clarke and Sweden's Jesper Parnevik in the final round. Neither of the Europeans could break par, while Leonard closed with a 65. In his first Open as a professional, the reigning Masters champion Tiger Woods did manage a third-round 64 to thrill the crowds, but Troon got the better of Tiger on the other 3 days. 2004 brought a 6th American champion in a row at Troon, and, in Todd Hamilton, one of the most unexpected winners in the history of the championship. Behind him, some of the greatest names in the game. Phil Mickelson finally showed the Open crowds his true talent, finishing 3rd, but it was left to Ernie Els and Hamilton to contest another Troon playoff. 4 successive pars were enough to leave Hamilton a shot clear, with Els' drop shot at the par 3 17th, the pivotal moment. America's dominance at Royal Troon finally came to an end in 2016, thanks to one of the great Open rounds from Henrik Stenson. The Swede began the final day a stroke ahead of Phil Mickelson and 6 clear of Bill Haas in 3rd. The final day was Troon's own version of Turnberry's famous 1977 Jewel in the Sun. While the rest of the field struggled, Stenson compiled an astonishing 63 to Mickelson's scarcely less remarkable 65. He won by 3 and, more impressively, finished 14 strokes clear of JB Holmes in 3rd place. So the history of Troon is one which stretches far into the past and a club which always looks to the future. What developments will be made, what drama will be played out here, as the members and visitors, the people and the players continue to write the story of Royal Troon.